Okay, Joselle, so we're getting ready for Saturday, our musical sharing, and I think you will probably lead off as the first player, and you're going to do the Mozart K 332 Sonata in F, the first movement and the second. And we were discussing the fact of before you play, how you prep yourself when you're sitting at the bench ready to play, some of the things we need to think about. What did we talk about today in terms of your tempo?
We talked about, looking at the tempo and seeing how the harder passages fall within that tempo.
Right.
Right? If you feel you can control it at that tempo, or if you need to take it back a little bit to be able to be in control of the fast and harder passages.
Right. So let's go right to the that particular passage that comes on the first page. That is definitely more challenging technically, probably, than the opening. And we'll gauge what you feel comfortable doing in terms of tempo. So let's try that. That would be measured 22, 23, 24 when you have the diminished chord roll there. Just now you were about to play the eighth notes, which would be like the opening eighth note. So if you continued, you would have been, which would be the beginning.
Yes.
Okay, so you pretty much know now how you're going to start. Now, apart from the tempo, what about the mood you're looking for or imagining when you start? What kind of sound, when 3/4 time with lots of slurs, what kind of sound are you imagining before you start? Are you thinking of being a singer?
Yes.
Okay.
And hopefully, I always seem to start kind of meekly, and I want to start a little bit stronger.
Right, because it's the opening statement, and
even though it's piano.
Right, you want to project your sound, even though it's P. You want to say, well, it's P, but I want to feel the character of this gorgeous melody that is sung out.
Yeah.
I think that about sums it up. Okay, so having said that, you already know the tempo in your mind, and you've imagined, so you're imagining tempo, and you're imagining timbre, and you're imagining touch. We're doing that too. How you flow with your arms. You're thinking of that too, the approach. And balance between the voices, all those things. Okay. So you're going to take like 2 hours to sit there. No, okay.
Yes.
We're going to be like those competition people that sit there and, everybody goes out to lunch or orders a pizza and then the person is still sitting there and they haven't started. No, we're not going to do that. See how much fun piano lessons are? Okay. So now you've thought of every dimension of the beginning, and so you have, we hate to say it, but you do have one time to start. Basically, that's basically the first part, and then of course going to the second theme. That's very good. It looks like it was in good control.
It was in good control.
It was in good control.
Felt more controlled than anything, and it is a slow though.
Well, but the question is, if you play it quicker, at this point, if you go into this tempo, which may be more more relevant to the
That's
composer.
more afflatus,
Yeah,
probably.
well, okay, now let's put devil's advocate. Let's try that. And see.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not saying you should do it that day. I'm saying if that's what you're imagining that you really want,
That's what
try
I
it.
want.
Try it. Okay, so what do you think about what you did first?
I rushed through it, didn't
Well,
I?
but was it more expressive when you played it slower?
Mhm,
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was more expressive, and when you got to the faster notes, you were much more in control of the
Absolutely.
new one. So I think that tells us, at least for this playing at this moment in time, and your growth on this piece, that for performing it, and giving it its, blossoming into performing, which means that you've done all this great work. Probably should play a little slower.
I will.
And probably what's going to happen is if you think slower, it might go a tad faster and you'll still control it. Because you're always, because everyone has a little adrenaline. So it may go a tiny bit faster, but you'll still have it in your fingers as opposed to starting fast and then having the adrenaline push you right over the creek. You know what I mean? I'm saying that about everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
No, I completely understand. That's a great point.